Yeah, you'll see me running as hard as a lion, searching for Mount Zion, 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 Zion. Ooh, 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 yeah. Be searching for Mount Zion, yeah, yeah. Be searching for, yeah. If you look at running as hard as a lion, I find Zion, yeah, Zion, Lord, yeah. Running, searching as hard as a lion, Mount Zion, searching until I find Zion, searching. It has never been my ambition to be a superstar. Father, in my inner sanctuary, I know just who you are. Send thunder and lightning, you send a tsunami wave. Still, I as an innocent victim must gather my strength and be brave. Running as hard as a lion, as hard as a lion.
Yes, I blessed love each and every one. This is DJ Panaras. We here with Mr. Desi Hyacinth, the man out of Dominica from the Wailers. Let's pause that right here. Yes, man, Desi, you hearing me right loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, man, and make sure the people and them hearing you right away. All right, blessed night, each and every one. This is DJ Panaras, the program called Unsung Influences, where I do a series of interviews with musicians, some of my favorite musicians out of Jamaica, St. Lucia, Trinidad, all around the world. And tonight we're here with a special guest, one of my favorite musicians who has toured with notably Culture and who is now part of the Wailers, right?
The original Wailers was part of the
Original Wailers,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah,
also,
there's quite a few Wailers. So,
yeah, there's probably about 3 or 4 Wailers, right?
Right, exactly. But I was part of the original Wailers, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you know why I wanted to really interview you because I think I got to know about you through Joseph Hill himself, the man Culture, and I've
Yes.
been following his music forever, and notably that live show in South Africa, where you're playing the keyboards and you're
The
there,
keyboards,
like
yeah.
2000, yeah, I think that was 2000,
Yes. hmm
and
hmm
man, I watched that show like over 100 times already, right?
Yeah,
And
man. I'm Joseph. Joseph Hill was a big mentor for me, you know.
mhm,
So
mhm.
Joseph Hill always encouraged me, especially writing my own songs. Always encourage. He always liked my songs. He used to let me sing my songs before he would come on stage and stuff. So and the musicians that I played with, we were all in a band together. So it made it easy to make that transition. You know.
All right. Okay, now you're from Dominica. That has to be noted because I'm from St. Lucia. You from Dominica. So
hmm
like brothers and sisters.
Right.
Most of the time you hear musicians come from Africa. Most of them come from Jamaica. Most of them come from Trinidad. But sometimes little or to not many people know, that there's a lot of musicians who come from Dominica, especially the Nature Isle Dominica, small island like Dominica or St. Lucia or these other islands, right?
Right.
So, tell me, I don't know if that's like maybe a stigma to you or if that's something that how proud do you feel like to be one of those people from an island where people say a small island, but really and truly we have a lot of talent in a lot of different islands in a lot of different countries or Caribbean countries, I should say.
Right. It makes me proud to represent my home, just as I'm sure it makes you proud to represent St. Lucia. You know, many that I went to do, they'll ask me, what part of Jamaica I'm from?
Uh-huh.
And I have to explain, hey, I'm not from Jamaica, I'm from Dominica. Then I would have to explain where Dominica is, because some people think Dominica is the Dominican Republic and is a whole mess. But man, I never hesitate to raise my flag, you know.
Mhm, 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 mhm.
I never hesitate to it. I'll sit down there and explain. It take me 2 days to explain where Dominica is, I'm gonna do that. You know?
Right.
But definitely I'm proud of this small island. This small all this small, this so-called small island. We have just as much talented musicians as all them big islands, you know.
Wow.
So
What was
we
the
should all be proud of that.
what was the feeling, like actually getting your first break out of Dominica and traveling as a musician? What was that experience?
Well, my when I left Dominica in the first place, I moved to New York. And when I moved to New York, I wasn't playing music at the time.
Mhm.
I wasn't even involved in instruments. It's when I got to New York from Dominica, I hung out with some friends of mine from Dominica who had a band called Mo Janaya. And
Oh,
I started hanging out with them, and then the guitar player, Philip Norris, he started
uh,
teaching me to play the guitar and stuff like that. And that's, the rest is history.
mhm.
I got taught by some great musicians. So um, thanks to them, that's that's the end result of all the help that I got, and all the inspiration that I got from all the people that I got to play with and work with. You know,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Now, although I know the story, but just for the fans, if you can say, what your musical journey started with. Where did you start? Of course, in Dominica, but what when you go back into your mind, you reminisce and you sit down and say, man, you look back and you remember your actual childhood, growing up, going to school in Dominica and so on. Tell me,
Yeah.
bring me down that memory lane if you can recall as far back as you can.
Well, if I go as far back as when I was in school in Dominica, I wasn't involved in music. I was more into sports at the time. I wanted to play football and cricket. I wasn't into the instrument part of the music, like I was saying before, until I came to New York. But then when
Okay.
I moved to New York from Dominica, when I moved from to New York from Dominica, that's when my friends from Dominica had a band, that band up there, Mojanaya, and
Ah,
that's I started getting it. I started hanging out with them, and the next thing I know, I was learning to play guitar. And then further down into the Mojanaya situation, the keyboard player left, and
okay.
there was no other keyboard player, so I had to switch to playing keyboards. Which at the time I was fighting because I didn't really
Mm,
want to play keyboards, but it ended up to be a blessing in disguise because look, no, I need to. No, I don't have to learn to
right.
play.
So you do your own production as well.
So yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. The song you listen to, that's my own product. I did it all myself.
Right. Okay.
I did
So
it all myself, and
mhm.
mhm.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna play them one or two tracks. Tell us about the album, and I'll play the tracks, and then we'll talk more about your life story and so on.
Okay, the journey, this particular CD, the journey continues. I started doing that CD about maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say 3 years ago. One of the songs is definitely older than that. Mountains to Climb. That's a song I wrote about a storm that I passed through Dominica, Erica. That was some
Right.
years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
then I redid it again. I did the song over again and did a video for it. And
Okay.
the rest of the songs they've been, the rest of the songs were pretty new. They had pretty just come about and stuff. Like there's one 7 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Is a Marcus Garvey. What I did is I took all his quotes and put them into verses, and then had my own chorus. So that's one of the songs on that CD you have. So but yeah, that pretty much that's what I do. I produce. I'm a singer obviously, and I play instruments, so I can pretty much do a lot by myself. So that's
Okay.
what I did.
No, I listened to the album. I'll tell you one thing. In today's music, you don't find a lot of live instruments
Right,
played. And I
right,
have to say, I always like to support musicians at putting out live music. You know what I mean? Because
right,
that's where the real thing is. The real sap
right,
is in the live instruments when you have men there. And man, I really love the songs. But I'm going to play. I'm going to bring up the screen so some of you guys can see it. And you can tell them where you can find the album in the meantime.
It's on all music platforms. Spotify, CD Baby, it's on all of them.
Okay. Is there anyone in particular you want me to play?
No, not really. I mean, I don't have no particular, no particular choice. But me, the one that's most meaningful to me is the one about Marcus Garvey, 7 Miles.
Okay, 7 miles. All right. I think I can drop that one.
That's one that's probably the most meaningful to me.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let me drop that one there.
All right.
All right, people. So this is Unsung Influentials rather, with DJ Paneras. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have more of these interviews. We're getting into the life of the musicians. We don't have no, I mean, we're gonna be here for probably about an hour. But usually, when I'm speaking to the musicians, I like to make it free and open. So they just basically speak about their life and speak about anything that they want to talk about with their career. So that way it's there for the masses to always see and remember, right? All right, so
Right.
let's hear that one there right now. Do do do.
Seven miles of Carolina, taking me back to Mama Africa. Yeah. And if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in this race of life. For chance has never satisfied the hopes of suffering people. Intelligence rules this world, but ignorance carries all of its burden. The pen is much mightier than the sword, but the tongue is much mightier than both of them together. And let the sky and God be our limit, and eternity our measure end. God and nature first made us what we are, and out of our own created genius, people without knowledge of their history, origin and culture, is like a tree without its roots. Liberate the minds of men, and ultimately liberate their bodies too. Yeah. I can see it, 'cause I've got 7 miles of black Carolina. Take me home to Mama Africa. Behold, yeah, yes, yes, I see Africa. Yeah, the great principles, great ideas, no nationality. If I died in Atlanta, my works there shall only begin. For I shall live in a spiritual or physical to see Africa's day of glory. With confidence you won before you even started. Don't remove the links from your ear, remove them from your brains. Hope you mighty race and accomplish whatever you believe. Africa for Africans, both at home and abroad. For the black man's skin is not a badge of shame, but rather a glorious symbol of his natural greatness. Look to the east, for a king shall come out of Africa, of Africa. I can see, I can see, 'cause I've got 7 miles of black star and I don't confidence. Behold, I can see. Say, I can see. 'Cause I got seven miles of black star line. How they take me home to Africa. Behold, yeah. Yes, 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 Africa. Yes, I see. Yes, I see. I see Africa. Yes, yes, yeah. I can see. I can see. I see Africa. Yes, yes, yes. I can see. Mama Africa. I say, behold, yeah. I can see. Say, I can see. 'Cause I've got seven miles of 7 miles of it. Take me home to Mama Africa. Behold, yeah. Yeah. I see Africa. See Africa. See Africa. I guess Africa. I see. I see. I can see. I can see. 'Cause I've got seven miles of black star line. Okay, take me go to Mama Africa. Behold, yeah. I see. Yes, 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 I see.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you,
Blessed love.
I must say, man, in a long time, I haven't I haven't heard reggae music sound so conscious. And
Yeah,
it sounds so conscious on a real roots level. You
right.
know, and
Yeah.
I must say, I love this, man. I love this.
Honestly, Panras, that's kind of what I'm trying to maintain. I'm
Mhm.
kind of trying to maintain the roots part of the music, which is what I grew up with.
Mhm.
That's my generation right there. So I'm trying to keep it, but at the same time, I'm trying to blend into what's happening now also.
Right. Right.
So as a musician, as a producer, you have to progress also. So I try to keep the roots, yes, but also I try to broaden my horizons a little bit so I can venture out of my comfort zone every
Right.
now and
True.
then.
True.
So because I write all kind of songs. I write rock songs, acoustic, reggae songs, all calypso too.
Mm-hmm. Because
You
we grew up
just you
on two.
just you just ain't got to you just ain't right. You just ain't got to hear them. I'm to hear them yet because I don't. I first of all I have to figure out a market for how to market those kind of music and stuff. But for now, especially at this part, I'm really more in production now
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, like before, I got a lot of time to travel. I got to see a lot of places. And not that I wouldn't want to go back and see those places and stuff again, but I'm definitely satisfied that I got to go to all the places and got to play in all the places and see all the faces that I've seen and
Mm-hmm.
come out on the other side of it and say, wow, man, I went to this place, I went to that place. That's very cool. And now and now that I'm not obligated to any record label or any management company or any stuff, I can write whatever songs I want.
Okay. Yes.
There's
Yes.
no limit as to what I can do because I'm writing them and producing them and releasing them myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, man, you played with culture, man. I don't even know how where to start with that because I mean you don't know how much culture has inspired me so much. I know. I mean, with previous interview I watched with you, you spoke about your inspiration with Bob Marley around the same time that you were into soccer and not into getting into music as yet, right? And that's the feeling I
Right.
have me with
Hmm.
culture and Bob Marley, my two, the number one and number two in reggae music. So,
Right.
being that you played with
Yeah.
culture and then getting to find out you're from Dominica, I was like, wow, like, that's something for me. And then to get in touch with you, I was like, wow, I never thought you would ever respond to me, honestly. But you know, what was the experience like, knowing Joseph Hill, the late Joseph Hill?
Um, like if you knew him and if he knew you, he was a very funny person.
Mhm.
Like to laugh, make jokes. I remember them days on them tour buses. We used to be having a lot of fun. We used to sit in the back of the bus watching movies and just laughing and talking and just being just hanging out with each other because when you're out on the road, you don't have your immediate family with you. So your family turns out to be the musicians you're out there with, or the family you're out there with. So
Mhm.
but Joseph was a real outgoing kind of a person. If he knew you, that is. If he didn't know you, he was kind of private. But once he got to know you and stuff, he would thing. And me, I could go ask him any question, and he would give me the best advice he can give. And a couple of times, there was about 3 or 4 times I went up to Jamaica, and I stayed
Mhm.
at his house with his wife, Mrs. Hill, and I still play with his son, Kenyatta.
Right.
I still do shows with him and stuff. So we created a family and we kind of kept it. And even when I wasn't with culture and I went to play the original Wailers, I
Mhm.
never lost touch with Kenyatta and the Hill family.
Yeah,
So,
that's important.
hmm yeah,
Yeah.
but he did a lot for me, man. Like I said, he inspire me. Just playing on a stage and looking at him, that's a lesson in itself.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I'm standing up playing keyboards, but I'm looking at that genius. I'm looking at that genius in front of me doing, teaching. You
Right.
know,
Because you used to listen
and
to music prior to you actually joining the band.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I listen to I listen to a lot of groups. In fact, some of my favorite groups came out of England. You know,
Mhm.
when I started listening to reggae seriously, some of my favorite groups came out of England, like Aswad. There was another group in England called Zappo. There's a lot of nice bands coming out of England too, but not to take away from the bands coming out of Jamaica, obviously. But there
Right.
was nice music coming out, man. And look what happened with the Virgin Islands. We had some wicked musicians come out of the Virgin Islands too. Midnight and Bamboo Station. We can go on and on.
Yeah. Wow.
you know. And now
So,
reggae is big in South America too. There's a lot of bands in South America play reggae music, well wicked and
you know,
nice.
um,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what was the first call that you got to join the band?
Well, the bassman, Steven Sun, was the bass player in the band at the time, Mojanaya.
Mhm.
And then Steve got called to go play with another band that was playing with Culture. And Steve
Right.
he went to tour there. He did a couple, I think they did a couple of years together.
Mhm.
And then one day, Steve called and he said in fact Steve was in Jamaica with Joseph. And he called
Mhm.
from there and he told me, hey Desi, you interested in coming to play Joseph and stuff like that. I was, yeah, definitely. And we just our whole group, the group that we had here as Mojanaya, we just rejoined the bass player and then we went to play Joseph.
Wow. Wow. See,
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's real
Yeah, I remember.
inspiration,
Yeah,
man.
man. I remember the first time. I remember the first gig I did. Yeah, I was nervous like crazy. My first gig. I was nervous. I'm like, man, I'm on stage with like a freaking icon. I was like, yo,
Right.
you better not make no mistakes. you know. So yeah, but yeah, I definitely learn a lot from him. I learn a lot from all of them actually, all the singers, because all of them in their own right, they
Right.
they 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 they're very very good. they're very good people and they're very humble. And that's what I like about them the most, especially Albert and Tilly, the two other singers. Them two guys is humble and real nice dudes. And
Really good.
man, it was a good experience being around them. You know,
But you know who stands out to me, other than yourself in the band? I think his name is Kenneth, the drummer.
Ken, yeah, Ken.
Yeah, at the time who was on tour with y'all in South Africa.
Yes, Kenneth.
Kenneth is the man I watched. That's who really made me go and research everybody else in the band. It's through
Yeah,
Kenneth
he's
because
from yeah. He got Trinidadian roots.
really
Yeah, man. Yeah, Ken. Yeah, man. Ken play all kind of music
okay.
actually, but he's a very very talented drummer. Very very talented, definitely. All
Hmm.
of them, man.
Yeah, man. He stood.
All the
Mhm.
musicians I played with, even those I played with the original Wailers too. Because those I played with the original Wailers, two guitar players, they played with Bob. Al Anderson and Junior Murvin. They both played with Bob. So it was an honor to play with them guys, man. I got to record a CD with them. The CD was nominated for a Grammy. So it was well nice, man. My past experiences, I had my good days and my bad days, but I can't complain.
Now that CD, I think I watched an interview with Al Anderson. He was talking about it. I think if I remember the title very well, it was I think a tribute to Carlton Barrett. Yeah, I think one of the songs or something like that was a tribute to Carlton Barrett or something. So
Yeah, the name of the CD was Miracle.
Miracle, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
that was the name of the CD. So
mm-hmm.
I wrote I wrote quite a few songs on that CD and sang on a lot of that CD too. So
Mm-hmm.
it was another breakout moment for me. And they, and all, with all due respect to Alan Jr., they made it possible. So much thanks to
Right.
them for that.
Man, so what was that feeling too, like when you got to join two icons, I mean Junior Marvin, Al Anderson, man, these guys so great, man, so great musicians, you know what I mean? I played with Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Yeah,
You know,
that was it was a real good experience. It was another learning experience too, because remember remember all these guys that I'm playing with, all these kings that I'm playing with, those guys come with experience and they come with a lot of experience. So all the teachings that dudes like myself could absorb from them, that's what we did, and that's what we were doing. Even today, I'm still learning new stuff in music. In music, you never know everything.
right. Wow.
You know?
Jeez, man. Jeez. Whew. Well, I mean, how often do you get to go back home in Dominica, and what is some of the
Yeah,
things that you like to revisit when you go back home?
the last time I went home was 2016. I was supposed to go back in 2017, but that's when they had Hurricane Maria. So those plans got canceled.
Okay.
And then it was my plan to go down at the end of summer of last year and probably be down there right now still. But
Mm,
because of COVID and stuff like that, all that got changed. So, here we are.
yeah, true, right? Gee, I tell you, what has the pandemic really done for you? I mean, has it brought you back into yourself or got you to make more music and so on?
I, I, I tell you what it did for me, it made me think a lot because I had a lot of time to think now. I have a lot of time to myself, so I have time to think because before the pandemic, we all running all over the place, jumping in cars, driving here and there. So now I get to sit down
Mm,
and I have nothing to do. At first, it was kind of funny because I was like, man, I don't have nothing to do, and because you can only do so much on a computer.
right.
So there you have to find other stuff to do. So and then I just really started, thinking and looking at what was going on the outside, and then I saw a whole different side of the world, a different side of what was going on here and stuff. And
Yeah.
then that inspired more songs and and me, like I was telling you before, me being inside and an inside person anyway, I just, take out all my frustrations on the keyboard and the computer back there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, man. Jeez. So what are some of like the what material you working on anything new? I mean, you just released this album here, which to remind the people, you could check out his album on all platforms. The title, it has songs like 7 Miles from Marcus Garvey, We Not Go, a lot of different like roots reggae. This is Desi from Dominica. The album is The Journey Continues, right? Brand new
Right.
album, real roots. Man, I just love it. I even want to play another song from it because I was digging it today and I was like, man, I really love this album here. So let
Okay,
me
thanks.
see. Yeah, let me get to the first song again, and then we could continue with the vibe, right?
Okay.
All right, let's go. Do do do.
Used to be in love, but babe, we used to be best friends. I see this love was supposed to go to another level, to the very end, baby. See, I wish I could make you stay, not go away anymore, my girl. So you wouldn't have a need to seek another way, girl. For the feelings were strong, but with you is where I belong. Because you made me feel so right, feel so right. Just imagine my surprise when I came home and realized that you had left and were coming back anymore. Baby, no more. Said I give you my heart and I give you my soul and I give you my life and I give you my home, baby. But you were never satisfied, and I would always remember the day in September, but baby forever, again and again, baby. But you were never satisfied. And I give you my heart, and I give you my soul, and I give you my life, and I give you my home, baby. But you were never satisfied, and I would always remember the day in September, but baby forever, again and again, baby. But you were never satisfied. Baby, you drive me crazy. Say everything you do, I said amazement. Thought that you don't so that needed it not die, baby girl. But yeah, but you just move like a drifter. And nobody moves swifter than you, baby. See that I'm feeling all night, baby girl. Or tell me no more pain, no more tears like rain from my you, my baby. Yeah. Cause I found another good love. Way over on the other side, yeah. I like the way she squeezes
She tease me, tease me.
me. And now I'm holding her. Baby, like I used to hold you tight. Said I give you my heart, and I give you my soul, and I give you my
And I'm
life.
living my life. I'm living my
So yeah, man, we're loving this track here, man.
Yeah. A long time I don't listen to them tunes, yeah.
Oh really?
It's been a while.
Oh yeah, man. Let me tell you, man. I enjoy roots reggae music. I enjoy roots reggae music. Something that people can relate to forever. Like I had a discussion on my timeline sometime last week about timeless music. And
Right.
I asked the people, if timeless music, you think timeless music still exists? And a lot of people had a lot of different things to say. But the gist of it, was pretty much people agreed, saying that timeless music does still exist. While on the other hand,
Oh,
some
it
people
sure,
say
it sure,
no.
it sure does. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It sure does. Yeah.
So that's one of those things I can put in my car. I say if I'm on a long drive, I can just put it on and play it. you know
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, man. Again, I want to say good night to each and everyone. This is Unsung Influentials, DJ Paneras in the house. We're here with Mr. Desi, Desmond, right? Desmond Hyson or Hyson. I say it right?
Desmond Hyson, yes, Hyson,
Yeah,
yeah,
out of
yeah, yeah,
Dominica,
Hyson.
better known as Desi. He used to play with the group Culture. He still plays with Joseph Hill's son, Kenyatta Hill, right? Which I
Right.
still follow.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of that, you still I know Kenyatta did a compilation with some covers of his father's songs, right? Were you on that at all?
No, no, no. But I am doing some. I am
Okay.
doing some recordings. With a couple tunes I'm producing. I'm waiting now. So, but we haven't got to do too much work, because of this virus, man. It's not wise to be going into recording studios and doing too much stuff. So we are trying to stay as safe as possible. At least I am. I'm
Mhm.
trying to be as safe as possible as to the moves I make. So
Right, right. Okay. All right. And then you still do live tours with him. You do live tours as well.
yeah, yes. My last out of town was with him. Actually, the last time I went out of town, I went with him. We went somewhere. I think maybe Texas, or I think that's the last time we went out of town. We went to a
Okay.
show in Dallas,
Hmm.
and but yeah. So, but I haven't been doing too much touring for the last what 3 years. I haven't been doing too much touring at all.
Okay, okay.
Which is cool, like I say, because I'm good with it because I love what I'm doing now too. So
Right, right. All
yeah.
right. So, is there anything from maybe what you're working on you could make us hear? Maybe we might be able to hear it, or you.
there's there's not much I can play for you because they're not finished.
Okay, okay. So you just start working on them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just working on them now, but yeah, definitely. But we can do this again, and maybe the next time I'll be able to I'll tease you some a couple things.
Yeah, man, for sure. Because I started promoting. You were the first person actually. Now I'm starting to thinking of doing promotion for
Right,
artists, that have new music, good music. You know what I mean? Like
right,
a lot of people that send me music and I'm like by questioning, well, should I play that? But I like to support people still, because everybody trying something. Because
believe me, I'm keen. Like dudes like yourself, you're just as important as me as a musician.
yeah,
Because if you're not exposing my music for me, I'm not going anywhere.
yeah,
You know what
definitely.
I'm saying? So we all helping each other out. So if I can help you out, then so be it. That's how it's gotta be. You know,
Yeah, true
a
that.
lot of times it's not all about money. You know,
Mm.
sometimes it's all about heart. You're just doing something because you know that's the right thing to do.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to take another maybe 5 minutes. If anybody maybe in the chat have anything they want to say, or even anybody want to ask questions, I leave the floor open for you guys. We here with Desi. Like I said, he used to play with the group Culture. Now he's still, well, the group is still Culture, right? Or is just Culture
Yeah,
featuring
yeah.
Kenyatta Hill?
Kenyatta, yes, culture featuring Kenyatta here. Yeah.
All right, okay,
So,
okay. Still tours it,
hmm
do shows. Um, I don't know if the touring thing still like really. I mean, I guess it depends, if you're playing with. If it depends how many shows you have, because I know Kenyatta used to have a lot of shows lined up, you know, um, playing around. I used to follow him his journey, man. He would have dates like lined up for the whole year, you know.
Yeah,
And
well, now and now that has all changed. So there's we can't, ain't nobody going anywhere now. So I
mm-mm,
guess all the musicians are doing what I'm doing, which is recording and getting their music ready to put out and stuff.
right now, what,
Yeah.
what what type of impact you think it has like a hurtful impact if you still trying to put out music now in a pandemic, or you think it still has room for people to catch on and feel the vibe still.
I mean, there's room for it, but because of the live part of the entertainment that's missing, is a little harder to make people get into listening to a song or looking at a video, and instead of having the feel of being there and watching you sing the song and watching you play the song.
Yeah.
So it's in a way it's okay, but in a lot of ways for a lot of musicians it's not okay,
Right.
because a lot of musicians, like even myself, a lot of musicians make their money from playing live. That's where you make most of your money, from playing live concerts.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's no live concerts to play, that becomes a problem.
True. True. Wow. Yeah, man. And I feel it for
Especially if you're a musician, especially if you're a musician who doesn't write songs or who doesn't know how to produce music.
right.
Then if you're that musician, you have to sit down and wait until somebody send music for you, or you have to wait until the pandemic is over before you can get to try to do anything.
Yeah, that's
So
so true, man.
yeah,
And thinking about it really, all the musicians who really depended on live shows and going out and performing hotels, bars, all those things, for audiences right now have to come back to the drawing board and think of something
yeah,
new.
it's a lot of people, not only musicians, like all the people who do the song companies, the people who work in the nightclubs, the bartenders,
Yeah,
everybody, man. We all got sucked into the same cycle. And
like a black
so
hole.
yeah, so we have to come up with a plan B, you know?
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I mean, a lot
Yeah,
of
man.
musicians doing live stream now. Are they trying to get audiences through live stream, and then that's free. Some of it is, most of it has to be free, but then at the same time, sometimes you have to get people to pay money to watch
Right,
you perform. Some people don't want to do that. But
right.
then again, with the original Wailers, you could say thank God, because that group has a big name. So as far as I see
Yeah.
it, that would
But
always
like
be relevant.
but like I say, for me, even even with what's going on now, for me, it doesn't really stop me from doing the music that I would have been doing anyway,
Right.
because I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is producing and writing new songs. And you have to keep doing it. You have to keep, even though it's not working or it's not happening, you still have to keep on doing it, keep on doing it, and keep pushing, you know.
Mhm. All
So
right. Before I let you bounce, what would you say? All right, maybe a few questions I want to ask, right? Like a fun
hmm
questions, like what are some of your favorite culture songs? Like, would you say your top five?
um I'll say Naya Bing, you'll be chanting tonight. uh,
Mhm.
No Night in Zion, uh, uh, Zion Gates,
Right.
uh, Not Ashamed,
Mm.
and Too Long in Slavery.
Too long.
That's the ones I can think on the top of my head right now. But
Right.
believe me, I can keep going and can come up with 100 tunes I like. So, but those are the ones right on the top of my head I can remember now.
Wow. Yeah, man. I just did a Josephine mix, and I tried to include all of his songs. I couldn't. It's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
4 hours.
Man is that a lot of people don't realize how a great songwriter this man was.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and I only realized that when we went to Africa,
Mm.
because when you go, especially West Africa, when you go to West Africa, culture music is like church music over there.
Yeah, boy.
They love them some Josephine over there. So, just going over there, him and
Mhm.
seeing the reaction to his songs over there, I was like, yo, man, it don't get better than that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
So
man. I mean, with this live stream in South Africa too, boy, I could see the people really, really. It reminded me of Lucky Dube concert in '94 or '93. It was when he did.
yeah,
Man, I watch and I see people enjoying how much
Yeah,
Africa
because
appreciate
yeah,
life.
we did 3 concerts down there. We did one in Cape Town, one in Johannesburg, and one in Durban.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did 3 shows there. It was Culture, Burning Spear, and the Wailers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's that. Yeah. So it was fun, man. And I got to see. I always love going to Africa. Africa is a beautiful place. I recommend everybody go there. Everybody. Africa is huge and it's beautiful. Got a lot to see. You
Yeah,
know,
it's on my bucket.
it's not only lions and elephants over
Yeah, like
there.
everyone thinks.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one place on my bucket list. I want to visit, but boy, let me tell you, I had plans this year and next year not to go to. I had plans to go to Dominica actually, but
yeah.
like I never been Dominica. You say like you never been Saint Lucia, never been Dominica.
No, man, I want to visit Saint Lucia Badlands. I never been to Grenada either.
Me either.
I've never been to Grenada either. I've been to Trinidad, Barbados, uh, St. Kitts, Nevis, some of the Virgin Islands, and I've never been to St. Croix or St. Thomas.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I've been to the British Virgin Islands. I've been to Tortola and Virgin Gorda. That's the ones I went
yeah. All right.
to.
Maybe two more questions. What would you say? Did you ever? What was like the best experience or one of the best experience you had touring, and what was the one of the worst experiences you had touring?
Um, my best experience touring. My best experience touring was probably touring uh, Africa, Latin America, and Europe. That would
Hmm.
be my best experiences touring. And my worst experience, I don't think I had a worst experience though.
Oh yeah.
I maybe had sometimes maybe the PA system wasn't working properly or adequate, but it's nothing. It never got to a situation where I went to a place and I was like, man, I wish I didn't come here. I've never been to a place that I didn't like. All the places that I got to see and go and went to play in. Man, you're so excited to be in the place itself. You
Mhm.
don't care what happened, man. You just, it's a nice vibe, man. Like when you go to another country and you get to see a whole different culture. It's a whole different set of people and, a whole different, vibe and stuff. That's amazing, man.
Right.
And the amazing thing about it too is when you go to Africa, right? When you go to South America and when you go to the Caribbean, all the food tastes alike.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All the food tastes alike. Like I eat fish in Peru already, tastes like fish in Dominica. Or I'd eat fish in Africa, tastes just like the same seasoning. They
Okay.
only have different name from us. Their seasoning and stuff is different names but the flavor of the food is all the same, man. You can tell we all related, you know?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And I seen that a lot. Watching videos of countries I haven't visited, I've seen that the culture,
Yeah.
especially in Africa and to the Caribbean, is so similar.
It's
You know?
very, very, very similar, man. The
Yeah.
food taste, the taste of the food, all the even the attitudes of the people too. We in the West Indies, we have the attitudes of the Africans in Africa too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, man, Africa is just a beautiful place. It's hard for me to describe, unless you see it for yourself.
Hmm.
And a lot of people, and people don't get to see. A lot of people will say stuff about, like, for instance, places like Africa, like Latin America. Like a lot of people, when you mention like when you mention Mexico, everybody will have like a bad vibe already. Like, oh, Mexico, no, man. Mexico is one of the nicest places you could have go to.
Wow.
One of the nicest places you could have go to. A nice set of people. Costa Rica, all them places nice. Argentina, nice places, man. Belize, all the nice people, good food, nice vibes, and they love the music. They respect the music, and I love that, man. Europe too. One
Hmm.
thing in Europe, they respect the music over there.
Wow.
Europe, live music was well in the time I was touring. Live music was running things in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I used to go. Sometimes I used to go to Europe 3 times in 1 year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, go in the winter time, go back in the springtime, and go back in the summertime again.
So how many years you been touring so far?
Since the 90s.
Long.
Since the 90s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I got to see a lot, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a
Man.
lot of memories.
Yeah, I can tell, man. I that's one of my dreams. I always say that before I get too old, I'd like to have a group of guys that can get some serious music together and be able to see different places. That's one of
Yeah,
my dreams that I have on my mind. Still, I want to accomplish. You know,
yeah,
despite
yeah.
there's always a 9 to 5 that, but then there's days of wanting to travel the world and see different things and do what they really love to do. And music is that for me.
Right.
So I envy
Music.
you. I envy you right now.
Yeah, yeah, man. Music is a healer, man. Trust me. You know.
Yeah. So the last question for you, and before I ask that, again, people, you guys, this is Unsung Influentials. This is the man Desi. He's from Dominica, our sister isle, sisters from Dominican Saint Lucia, right? And like I said, he's
That's right.
most notably known for playing with Culture, Joseph Hill Culture, and also now a member of the original Wailers with Al Anderson and Junior Murvin, right? And there's so many different Wailers. There's one with Aston Barrett, and there's another one with Carlton Barrett's son. Well, actually, that's the same Wailers with his father, the bass player, Aston
Awesome.
Junior and Aston Senior, right?
Yeah, man.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. One thing that really inspires me of your country is the Kadas music and
Mm,
Kadas Lipso, especially with
hmm.
Chubby, Midnight Groovers, Excel One, um, Bells Combo. There's so many of them, like so many groups that keep on
Grammars.
passing. Grandma,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so many of them are Jeff Joseph. All of these guys. What was that influence like? Knowing that music, as the foundation of your roots. You know.
Oh man, that's Dominica right there.
Mm-hmm.
Dominica is that's what sprung out of Dominica, Cadas Lipso, and now there's a music called Bouillon.
Mm-hmm.
That's the new music that's spouting out of Dominica right now.
Well,
So, but
we now have another genre too. That's what it called, man. There's the actual branch of Bouillon too, but the name is not
mhm,
coming. But yeah,
yeah.
continue.
Yeah, but yeah, those
Yeah.
musical influences are definitely were definitely, and those influences were created by musicians from Dominica too. Actually from there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Cadas Lipso beat, if I have it correct, was invented by a drummer named Oliver Cruikshank,
Okay.
and he was the drummer for Exile One.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the guy who came up with that original beat, that drum beat. He's the guy, or he might be one of them who came up with that original beat. So, and like I was saying, and I'm sure in Saint Lucia too,
Mm-hmm.
Dominica is filled with multi-talented musicians.
Yes.
And lucky for me, I got a chance to go out there and see what it can be like for to be out there. And for me, I hope like a lot of musicians like myself get to see what I got to see, because it's amazing, man. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
hard to describe, you know.
Mm-hmm. 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 And even during that time, you wasn't even were you involved in music? I mean, did that inspire you at all to include some of the influences from Kadas Dipso, Kadas into maybe what you're doing?
I mean, right now, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm using all these influences right now and putting it into into music. No, that's what I was telling you a little earlier. I have, being a roots reggae singer like I am, as a producer, I started branching out and started coming up with other ideas and stuff like that, which includes ideas where I'm mixing Kada Calypso with a certain other kind of music and trying something, trying a beat with another beat and
Yeah, it's
stuff
just breaking
like
up a
that,
little bit. Look back. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just I just try different things. You know, I just want to be more broad-minded now. Now that I have all that time, I can sit down there and really experiment and try different things.
Right.
So I'm grateful for that, man. You know?
Yeah, man. I mean, bless up, bless up. I mean, you have a good singing voice. And
Give thanks, King.
yeah, man. Your voice is different, man. You actually have a singing voice.
Give thanks.
Appreciate that voice that you have, and also, the production. Who actually, before you go, who produced that album that the journey continues? That album you put out, was it last year that it came out?
Yeah, I produced it and my friend in New York, my partner Nidek Adams, another brother from Dominica. We
Okay.
both, yeah, he helped me to put it out and stuff like that. But most of the work, the most of the instrumentation and stuff, I did it by myself.
Okay, nice, man. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, people, y'all can check out the album. It's called The Journey Continues. This is Desi, Hyson, out of Dominica. Like I said, known for, playing with the group culture. All right. And Joseph Hill toured with him. That album
Yeah,
actually live in South Africa. I was looking to buy it today because I've been listening to it so many years now. I want to actually have the album.
yeah.
It's
A couple days ago was his birthday too. His birthday.
yes,
Yeah,
right. I think it was January 26th or something like that.
22nd. Yeah,
22nd.
January. Yeah, the 22nd of January. Yeah, man. So
Yeah, man.
I was listening to his tunes all day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
know that's
all day.
significant for you. When
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time comes around.
Yeah, that's is a sad time, but it's a happy time because
Mm-hmm.
when I listen to certain songs, I smile. Certain songs make me a little sadder, but most
Yeah,
of I'm like I say, man, I'm just honored and happy that I got to be around the musicians that I've been around, you know, because all of them have blessed me with enough knowledge, and
right.
I appreciate that from now till the end of the year.
Yes.
you know, yeah.
Wow. Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time out to do this interview with me. If you don't have anything else that you want to say, I'm going to play a highlight of the South African tour, just a little
Yeah,
piece of it, and just to close us out tonight.
it's a pleasure, man. Give thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, and let the people know where they can follow you because I follow you on IG. So
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Desi Hyson, Facebook, Desi Hyson, same thing. Twitter, Desi Hyson, same thing.
right.
Very easy.
Mhm.
Very easy.
Okay. So yeah,
So,
man, people remember the journey continues as in the album. I just played two of the
yes,
songs. If you missed out on the beginning portion of the interview, you can, I'm gonna have it uploaded on my YouTube channel as well as Facebook is gonna be here. Y'all can check that out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at DJ Paneras. All right. I thank everyone for listening tonight. All my Dominicans, big up yourself. Lucians, wherever
respect.
you are, Jamaicans, Africans, people of the Joseph Hill group. I shared this whole live there, so big up to y'all. Big up to all the
That's
followers.
right.
And yeah, man, you're Desi, man. Take care of yourself. And yeah, man,
Blessed
I'm
love, King.
following you, man.
Give thanks, man. Nice to talk to you, yeah?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. As a
Yes, sir. Yes,
Dominican
sir.
brethren, big up yourself,
Yes,
man.
sir. Bless up, King.
All right, people. So let's
Stay
see.
safe, yeah?
Yeah, you too, man.
Yes, sir. Give thanks.
Yeah. Respect.
Respect.
Mm. So, people, let's see if we can get a little portion of this live concert here.
Every nation.
away and told us that he is dead. Lies, not lie. Rastaman we not at all. Rastaman we know that one man just landed and buried 3 times. No way, won't buy that. He talk about down, run up and down in Jamaica where God will come from. If we can talk about it, down, run up and down in Jamaica where God will come from. The lion in the jungle united. Then why are we fighting? For the lion in the jungle united. Brother man, tell me really why are we fighting? They took him away from high and high, just because they thought that we would be too wise. But wisdom is power, and I want you to know that. And what was hidden from the wise and prudent revealed to the babe and something in this time. Let no man fool you, man, that's the way it is. But we talk about down, run up, down in Jamaica where God will come from. Give me reggae music, the medicine. Down, to my soul. Down in Jamaica where God will come from. Please, brother. Do you want again? Bobby Lion in the jungle united. Man and they are street fighting. Lion in the jungle united. Man they are street fighting. Too bad. Everything gone up, food gone up, clothes gone up, rental gone up and everything. And everything she want money. More fire now. More fire, more fire, more fire. More fire, more fire, more fire. More fire, more fire, more fire. Run, Babylon, run. Run, Babylon, run. Everywhere you see Aya, she want money. Everywhere you see Aya, she want money. Bam, bam, bam. 20 pounds and bookers cap. I cut up and grab booty. 20 pounds and bookers cap. I get up and grab booty. And everywhere you see Aya, she want money. Whoa, everywhere you see Aya, she want money. Monday morning,